why you're throwing this dinner party.
Yes, so we organized a symposium which will be held tomorrow.
Enjoying yourself?
Yeah, and these are the speakers, at least 4 out of 5. And we wanted to add something to the symposium and, well, let them to meet informally and discuss things like, well, we had a lot of discussions about China, even happiness, evolution, so that it's not big things, definitely big things. Big history is one of the new disciplines of history, and we have 2 of the major actors in this field, which is David Christian.
So in England, you at least have the 2 roles. The sanctity is on one side, and then the real politics is on the other. And I ended up thinking this is not a bad thing. So I'm now a monarchist. I'm a rabid monarch. I love Elizabeth II. Cut this out. Cut this out. Please edit that.
That's beer on the end, at the table. Fred Beer is from the University of Amsterdam, and Dave Christian is from San Diego State University. Yeah, definitely. The beginning of the world, basically.
And the trails trying to just construct a comprehensive image of the world.
Yeah, also with a lot of sub-disciplines like biology.
And the only thing that's limited is the activity of these animals, these little microorganisms, and the way they can absorb carbon dioxide. So the more carbon dioxide gets into the atmosphere, the more this will settle.
But even if you were right, it wouldn't make any difference whatsoever to practical policy. It would simply say the sun is the sun, and it does what it does.
Well, it's the story from well, the Big Bang, and then how the first life form emerged, and to more complex life forms, to the first human being, how they conquered, well, became more dominant in the world.
The Iraq situation, the Sunnis don't have oil, but they have the power. The Shiites and the Kurds have oil, but they don't have the power. So what will happen if you get a democracy? Of course they will vote to get out, right? And they will lose power, so they'll start fighting. I mean, that's obvious.
I like to say, and that's why one of the reasons that we organize the symposium, that the rationale is that there is a sort of same structure in history.
But then what about Germany? I'm not a German basher, but there are some things wrong in German history, let's say from Bismarck onwards until 1945.
So from very simple life forms to more and more complex. For example, the human brain, how did it develop? And it's also good to see things in such a long time span. Then you can really see, okay, history is climaxing now. It's spectacular if you see what's going on this century, if you compare it to the beginning of the century, of the beginning of the millennium. There's so much changed rapidly if you expand it to the beginning of the first human, of the emergence of the first human.
If he were that sort of person, he probably wouldn't fight hard enough to win. And he probably won't win anyhow.
And it's not only big history, because we also have a world historian, one of the most famous, John McNeil, sitting over there. We are not happy. We have the evolution, what did evolution theory meant for anthropology. So this is Carl Gami.
For most people, most of the time.
At the same time, it's also nice for us to see them more than only tomorrow.
Professionally, yeah, it's more informal.
Yeah, and to hear what they have to say also when they're not on the stage.
Coming back, taught courses in world environmental history, and they were a disaster. They were the worst courses I've ever taught. I taught them really earnestly. I worked on them hard. I was going to talk about the human relationship with the environment over 200,000 years, and they would just, whenever I talked about increasing impacts, they'd switch right off, and I got absolutely nowhere.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.